It's perfect. My sister Amanda squealed, her perfectly manicured hands clutching her iPad as she showed everyone the Maldives resort photos. Private beaches, infinity pools, and the most amazing spa packages. I leaned forward from my corner of our parents' living room, trying to catch a glimpse of these supposedly amazing vacation plans. It was our monthly family dinner, and somehow, I ended up perched on the old ottoman while everyone else sprawled comfortably on the plush sofas. Look at these villa options, Amanda continued, practically bouncing with excitement. They're running a special on their luxury family package. My name is Olivia, and at 32, I was used to being the family afterthought. While Amanda, my younger sister by 2 years, had always been the golden child, I was the reliable one. The responsible one. The boring one, according to Amanda. It's a bit pricey, Mom mused, but I could see her resolve weakening as Amanda flipped to another photo of crystal-clear waters and overwater bungalows. That's where you come in, Liv. Amanda turned to me with that smile I knew too well. The one that meant she wanted something. Since you're so good with the kids. I felt my stomach drop. Of course, I should have seen this coming. We thought you could watch Emma and Lucas while we enjoy the resort, she continued smoothly. They love their Aunt Liv, and you're not really the resort type anyway. 4-year-old Emma and 6-year-old Lucas were adorable. But they were also a handful, and more importantly, I was tired of being volunteered for things without anyone bothering to ask me first. The resort has a kids' club, I pointed out, trying to keep my voice neutral. And what about James? I asked, referring to her husband. Amanda waved her hand dismissively. James deserves a break too. He works so hard, and the kids can be challenging. Besides, you love spending time with them. We'll pay for your flight and room, Dad added, as if that made it better. There's a lovely standard room in the main building, away from the beach. Perfect for keeping the kids entertained. I sat there, letting their words wash over me as they continued planning. The luxury villa would be split between Amanda, James, and our parents. They'd enjoy the private pool, the spa treatments, the gourmet restaurants. Meanwhile, I'd be stuck in a basic room with 2 energetic kids, probably surviving on room service and Cartoon Networks. It's all inclusive, Mom added brightly, so you won't have to worry about food for the kids. And we'll only need you to wash them during the day, Amanda said, as if she was doing me a favor. Maybe some evenings when we have the adults-only excursions planned. Oh, and during our sunset cruise. You don't mind, right? I thought about my own vacation days, carefully saved up over the past year, about the photography tours I'd been researching, the solo trips I dreamed of taking. But as usual, my plans didn't factor into their equations. Of course she doesn't mind, Mom answered for me. Olivia's always been so good with children. It's not like she has other plans. That's when something inside me snapped. Years of being taken for granted, of having my time and interest dismissed, crystallized into a moment of perfect clarity. Sure, I said, surprising myself with how calm I sounded. I'd love to help. Amanda beamed, already turning back to the resort website. Perfect. I'll book everything tonight. The special rate expires soon, and we need to secure the luxury villa. I watched as they huddled around the iPad, discussing spa packages and diving excursions, none of them noticing my slight smile. They had no idea that I'd spent the last 5 years working as a travel consultant, specializing in luxury resorts, or that the boring job they never asked about had given me connections at some of the world's finest hotels, including, as it happened, this particular resort in the Maldives. As I drove home that evening, my phone buzzed with a group text from Amanda. Booked. Get ready for the trip of a lifetime. I smiled, pulling up my work email. It was time to make some calls of my own. After all, they wanted my help with their dream vacation. Who was I to refuse? The next 6 weeks were a masterclass in watching my family plan a vacation around my assumed servitude. Amanda sent daily updates about the spa treatments she booked, the sunset cruises she was planning, and detailed schedules of when they'd need me to watch the kids. Look what I got for our beach day. She texted one morning, sending a photo of an expensive designer swimsuit. Don't worry, I didn't get you one since you'll be at the kids' pool anyway. I responded with appropriate enthusiasm while quietly making my own arrangements. My industry contact at the resort, Marcus, had been particularly helpful when I explained the situation. The luxury villa booking. That wouldn't happen to be under Anderson, would it? He asked during our call. The one with the special requests for daily champagne service and private beach dining. That's them, I confirmed. Interesting, he mused. You know, as a preferred partner, you have quite a bit of booking authority here. 2 days before the trip, Amanda called with last-minute instructions. I've packed Emma's favorite snacks in a separate bag. She only eats the organic stuff, and you'll need to cut everything into stars or hearts. Oh, and Lucas needs his special pillow for naps. Don't forget he won't sleep without his white noise machine. Got it, I said, making imaginary notes. Anything else? Just remember we have the sunset cruise on the second day, the couple's massage on the third, and the private beach dinner on the fourth. You'll have the kids for all of those. Of course, I replied, I'm sure we'll manage. The morning of the trip arrived bright and early. I met my family at the airport, watching as they checked in with their luxury resort booking confirmation codes. Miss Anderson. The airline attendant looked at me. I see you're booked in first class. Would you like to check in now? The look on Amanda's face was priceless. There must be a mistake, she said quickly. Olivia's supposed to be in economy with the kids. No mistake, I smiled. I made my own arrangements. Before she could respond, her phone pinged with an email from the resort. I watched as she read it, her face growing increasingly pale. There's a problem with our villa booking, she stammered. It says it's been canceled. Oh, that's unfortunate, I said, adjusting my carry-on bag. You might want to check your spa reservations too, and the sunset cruise. I hear those can be quite tricky to rebook during peak season. What did you do? Amanda demanded, her voice rising. I helped with the vacation planning, I replied simply. Just like you wanted. By the way, I should mention, I won't be able to watch the kids after all. I've booked myself into a different resort on a private island. The photography there is supposed to be amazing. Mom and Dad rushed over, their faces concerned as Amanda showed them the cancellation emails. But we'll lose our deposit, Mom sputtered. Actually, I said, as a luxury travel consultant, oh, did I never mention that's what I do? I was able to get that refunded. You'll see it in your account in 3 to 5 business days. You're a what? Dad asked, finally looking at me properly. A luxury travel consultant. I plan high-end vacations for clients. I've been doing it for 5 years now, not that any of you ever asked. The realization of what this meant slowly dawned on their faces. All those connections, all those exclusive bookings they'd been so excited about. I could have helped them properly if they'd just asked instead of trying to turn me into their personal babysitter. But what about the kids? Amanda asked weakly. I took the liberty of booking them into the resort's award-winning kids program, I said. Full-day activities, trained child care professionals, amazing facilities. Much better than being stuck in a basic room with their aunt. James can thank me later. Speaking of James, my brother-in-law was looking at me with something that might have been respect. He'd never been fully comfortable with how his wife and my parents treated me. My flight's boarding soon, I said, checking my watch. I hope you all have a wonderful trip. I know I will. The photos started flooding into our family group chat 3 days into the vacation, not from Amanda or my parents, but from James. Pictures of Emma and Lucas having the time of their lives at the kids' club, building sandcastles with other children, learning basic snorkeling in the shallow pools, and creating local crafts. The kids' program is incredible, he texted privately. They're actually enjoying themselves instead of being cooped up in a hotel room. I should have stood up to Amanda about this earlier. Meanwhile, my parents and sister had been downgraded to standard rooms, their luxury villa booking irretrievably lost. The spa was fully booked, the sunset cruise canceled, and their dreams of a private beach dinner replaced with regular restaurant reservations. This is all your fault, Amanda had texted on their first day. You ruined everything. I didn't respond. I was too busy enjoying my own paradise. My resort, a boutique property on a neighboring island, was everything I'd dreamed of. I spent my mornings photographing spectacular sunrises, my afternoons exploring coral reefs, and my evenings editing photos in my overwater villa. On day 5, I received an unexpected call from Mom. Olivia, she said, her voice uncharacteristically hesitant. I've been looking at your Instagram. I've been posting daily photos of my adventures, something my family had apparently never bothered to follow before. These pictures they're extraordinary, she continued. I had no idea you were so talented, or that this was what you did for a living. You never asked, I replied simply. The silence on her end spoke volumes. "We've been terrible, haven't we?" she finally said. "Taking you for granted, assuming you just go along with whatever we planned. I saw the rates for the villa you're staying in. You're doing really well for yourself." "I am," I confirmed. "I've built a successful career, Mom. I help people plan amazing vacations, the kind where everyone gets to enjoy themselves, not just some of the family." I heard her sigh. "Your father and I, we owe you an apology. And Amanda, well, she's struggling with some realizations of her own." As if on cue, my phone buzzed with another message. It was a photo from James, Amanda sitting on their standard room's small balcony, looking at my latest Instagram post with tears in her eyes. "She finally gets it," his message read. "What it feels like to be left out, to have your vacation dreams dismissed. The kids keep asking to show her their crafts from the club, but she's too embarrassed to admit you arranged something better than she could." The next day, I received an email from Amanda. No accusations, no demands, just 3 simple lines. "I'm sorry, I've been a terrible sister. Can we talk when we get back?" During their final days at the resort, something shifted. James started bringing the kids to the main restaurant for dinner, where my parents and Amanda would listen intently to their excited chatter about their daily adventures. They went on family snorkeling trips, built sandcastles together, and actually spent time as a family instead of splitting up for adult-only activities. On their last evening, Mom sent me a photo. They were all on the beach, Amanda, James, the kids, and my parents, smiling genuinely at the camera. "Wish you were here," she wrote. "Really here, as part of the family, not as our convenient childcare solution." I smiled, looking out at my own spectacular view. "Maybe next time," I replied, "if it's properly planned, with everyone's enjoyment in mind." When they returned home, things were different. Amanda showed up at my apartment with a bottle of wine and tears in her eyes. We talked for hours, really talked, for the first time in years, about my career, my passions, her assumptions, and her regrets. "I don't know when I became this person," she admitted. "So entitled, so dismissive of you. Those days at the resort, watching the kids have the time of their lives in a program you arranged, it made me realize what an amazing aunt you've always been, and what a terrible sister I've been in return." 6 months later, we were all sitting in my living room, planning another family vacation. This time, everyone's preferences were considered, activities were planned together, and most importantly, no one was taken for granted. "We were thinking Hawaii," Mom said, showing me the resorts she'd researched. "But we wanted your professional opinion first, for all of us to enjoy together." I smiled, pulling out my laptop. "Let me show you what I can arrange." Sometimes it takes a dramatic gesture to change long-established family dynamics. But as I sat there, helping my family plan a vacation we would all enjoy together, I knew the lesson had finally been learned.